Rangers transfer business often grabs the headlines for who arrives and who departs, but sometimes the most significant developments happen quietly in the background. This latest update falls firmly into that category, with a behind-the-scenes decision set to have notable implications for all parties involved. As details finally emerge, it adds an unexpected layer to a deal many believed had long since been settled. And it sheds fresh light on how transfers are truly concluded in Scottish football. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Rangers' long-running compensation dispute with Dundee over Lyall Cameron has finally been resolved, with the SPFL stepping in to bring clarity to a situation that had been simmering for months. The outcome represents a significant transfer twist, not because of the player's destination, that was settled last summer, but because the financial terms have now been formally determined. An SPFL tribunal has ruled that Rangers will pay a fee in the region of £400,000 to Dundee for the midfielder, settling the wrangle once and for all. The decision follows prolonged negotiations between the two clubs that failed to produce an agreement, ultimately forcing the matter to be referred to Hampden. With the ruling now delivered, the compensation package has been finalised and is binding, with no right of appeal available to either side. Cameron's move to Ibrox was agreed almost a year ago, after the player entered the final months of his Dundee contract and signed a pre-contract agreement with Rangers. While such moves are commonplace, the lack of consensus over appropriate compensation ensured the issue lingered long after Cameron had already swapped Dens Park for Ibrox. Rangers' final offer prior to SPFL involvement is understood to have been around £300,000, but the tribunal ultimately pushed the figure higher, landing on a six-figure sum closer to £400,000. The ruling inevitably invites comparisons to Rangers' recent history in similar cases. Last summer, the club were ordered to pay Aberdeen approximately £600,000 for Conor Barron following his switch from Pittodrie on a 4-year deal, reinforcing the SPFL's firm stance when clubs cannot reach voluntary settlements. Dundee manager Stephen Pressley has been vocal in his dissatisfaction with how the process unfolded, using the case to highlight what he sees as broader flaws within the current system. Speaking candidly, Pressley said, "I think the current system's wrong. I don't think a player should be playing for an opponent or an opposition team without the selling club having received some form of compensation. So the current system, in my opinion, is flawed." While the off-field debate rumbled on, Cameron's on-field journey has taken a few turns of its own. He joined Rangers in the summer as part of Russell Martin's rebuild and was among the players to emerge with credit during a challenging early period of the campaign. However, following Danny Röhl's arrival, opportunities became more limited, prompting a loan move to Aberdeen for the remainder of the season. That switch has already shown promise. Cameron was named man of the match on his debut for the Dons as they defeated Raith Rovers in the Scottish Cup, a timely reminder of his ability amid the noise surrounding his transfer history. In other news, Rangers have agreed to send highly rated winger Finley Curtis to Kilmarnock on loan for the remainder of the season, a move designed to accelerate the teenager's development through regular first-team football. Talks between Kilmarnock and Rangers have been ongoing for several weeks, with newly appointed Rugby Park boss Neil McCann identifying Curtis as a priority target almost immediately after taking charge. Those discussions have now reached a positive conclusion, with all parties aligned on the belief that consistent minutes at Premiership level are the next crucial step in the winger's progression. Curtis remains one of the most exciting young prospects to emerge from Rangers Academy in recent years, but opportunities have been limited this season. Despite featuring 18 times across all competitions, his involvement has largely come in short bursts, averaging just 27 minutes per appearance under both Russell Martin and Danny Roll. While those cameos have offered flashes of his ability, the lack of sustained game time has made it difficult for the 19-year-old to build rhythm and momentum. The loan switch will allow Curtis to earn the vital minutes required to push his development forward, something Rangers believe is essential at this stage of his career. His talent has never been in doubt, and when called upon this season, he has repeatedly shown he can deliver in important moments. Curtis announced himself on the senior stage back in July, scoring in Rangers' 2-0 Champions League qualifying win over Panathinaikos, a performance that underlined his composure on a big European occasion. He followed that up with a vital equaliser against St Mirren on 24th August, rescuing a point and again demonstrating his ability to influence matches under pressure. More recently, the winger impressed during the 5-0 Scottish Cup victory over Annan Athletic, playing the full 90 minutes and providing an assist in what was one of his most complete senior displays to date. Those performances have only reinforced the view that Curtis is ready for a sustained run of starts, something Kilmarnock are now well placed to provide. Born in Balfron, Stirling on the 9th of June 2006, Curtis joined Rangers Academy at the age of 6 and has progressed through every level of the club's youth system. He made his first team debut in the Scottish Cup last January, and the upcoming loan move will mark the first time in his career that he has represented a club outside of Rangers. The timing of the switch is also influenced by increased competition in wide areas. Andreas Skov Olsen's arrival from Wolfsburg on loan has added further depth with an £8.6 million option to buy attached to the deal. That situation naturally places pressure on the coaching staff to give Skov Olsen significant minutes in order to assess whether a permanent move is justified, reducing opportunity for younger wide players in the short term. While Curtis's loan, alongside Lyall Cameron's move to Aberdeen, is viewed as a temporary development step with both expected to return in the summer, attention has also turned to further squad changes before the window closes. Rangers are understood to be working on moving on several players on a permanent basis, with Clinton Enciala, Kieran Dowell and Joe Rothwell all among those the club would like to offload. Rothwell has been linked with Sheffield United, while Leicester City have been credited with interest in Dowell. Enciala's situation, however, remains less clear, with little reported publicly about his next move as the deadline approaches. For Curtis, though, the focus is firmly on the present. A spell at Kilmarnock offers the chance to convert promise into consistency, test himself week to week in the Premiership, and return in the summer better prepared to challenge for a regular place at Rangers. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.